Hey, friend, welcome to Through the Chanel for Life lens, where we explore real stories on life, love, and growth, one conversation at a time. I'm your host, Nita, also known as Chanel for Life, and around here we live by the four S's. We show up, show off, show out, and most importantly, show love for life. Each week, we will dive into topics that inspire, challenge, and connect us because life is a journey and we're in it together. So get comfortable, turn the volume up, and let's get into it. Before we dive into today's conversation, I just wanted to take a moment and check in with you. Now, if you tuned in last week, you remember there were no bells, no whistles, no video, just me talking to you. I was really feeling that crap gap stage, the stage that I talked to you about, that rough stretch between the last 4 weeks when my MS medication is wearing off and when I need to get my new treatment, and everything was just kind of hitting hard. But I'm here to say I made it. I got my treatment. This time around, I did a new format of the treatment. It was the first time that I received the treatment in this manner, and it did take a toll on my body, reminded me of when I first got the original treatment years ago. So it took me a little bit longer to bounce back. But let me tell you, I am feeling better every day. My energy is returning. And as my friends like to say, my superpowers are activating. I can even feel the energy returning to my voice and body as I talk to you. So if you've been checking in on me, sending love, or just rocking with me through it all, I truly appreciate you. And today, we're back at it. Now let's get into it. Music is the soundtrack of your life. Dick Clark. Hey, friend, welcome back to Through the Chanel for Life lens. Listen, today we are talking about something that is way bigger than just a concert. It's about nostalgia, growth, and celebrating what matters. Nelly's Where the Party At tour is kicking off this weekend, and for so many of us, it is more than just another show. It's a trip back to some of the best moments of our lives, but it's also a reminder that even when life changes, some things like great music, great memories, and impact of an artist remain timeless. And this got me thinking, how often do we really take time to reflect? How often do we take time to reflect on those moments that have shaped us? How often do we celebrate where we've been, the things we've gone through, while also appreciating where we are now? And that's what we're getting into today, the power of nostalgia, the importance of honoring your own journey, and why we need to show up for the things that bring us joy. So let's get into it. Have you ever heard a song and you're instantly transported back to that specific moment in time? As I'm sitting here, there are several songs that come to mind right now that will take me back to that exact moment when I heard the song, when the song actually started meaning something to me. And some of those things, even the emotions that I was feeling at the time that those songs were out. The song, when you hear it, it doesn't just remind you of a specific moment. I know for me it doesn't, but it actually takes you there. It transports your body back to that moment, sometimes to those same exact feelings that you felt at that time. That's the best way to describe nostalgia. That's what nostalgia does. It's why we love our throwback concerts. It's why we get excited when we see artists like Nelly announcing that he has a tour, and why certain songs will forever be tied to key moments in our lives. And let's be real, this tour is one of those full circle moments. When we have Nelly going on tour, we saw the St. Lunatics make their comeback with Nelly last year, and now they're going on the tour too. Another full circle moment. When we talk so much about the Spin the Block show that happened in Knoxville last year, none of us knew going to that show that the St. Lunatics would pop out that day, but they did. So in this full circle moments that we're witnessing, we not only witnessed the spinning the block on love, we witnessed spinning the block on career, on friendships, on life. Truly full circle moments that we have witnessed in many areas of our faves' lives. And if you've ever turned up to Hot in Here, you ever had a whole main character moment to Dilemma, then you already know how it feels. You already know what I'm talking about. You already know what the full circle moment mean. You already know what that nostalgia does to you and takes you back anytime you hear those songs. But catch this here. Here's the deeper lesson. Sometimes we don't realize how much we've grown until we look back at the moments that shaped us. Music isn't just about background noise, it's a time machine. One song can take you back to a moment so vividly and you feel it all over again. And just think about the power of music, the way that music connects people. people from different backgrounds, races, nationalities, countries. Music is really a universal language. Music reminds us where we've been, but it also shows us how far we've come. So let me ask you, when was the last time you really sat back and reflected on your journey? Not just the struggles, but the wins, the full circle moments, and the things that made you who you are today. That's some food for thought. Because, I mean, how often do we go through this journey of life just moving, moving, moving? As I talked in my episode last week, we're always on the hustle, we're always on the go. We always feel we have to be doing. And sometimes it is okay to not do. In all this hustle culture that we're in, a lot of times we miss out on those moments of reflection. We miss out on those moments of appreciation. But it is one of those things that music instantly put on a throwback channel. Those songs start popping, those songs start playing, and it'll take you back and put you right back in that moment. And the next thing you know, you're involuntarily doing some reflecting. That's the true power of music. And one thing I will say about Nelly, he's always stayed true to his sound, his energy, and what has made him successful. And here he is, still selling out shows decades later. That really is the power of longevity. And this applies to all of us. You don't have to completely reinvent yourself to stay relevant. I mean, I think that's one lesson we can learn from looking at things in pop culture, looking at things around us. As the old folks, which we're now becoming the old folks, used to say, there's nothing new under the sun. That has a real meaning. The older that you get, you realize just how many things are cyclical, just how many things repeat themselves. And it shows us the true power that you just have when you keep showing up, when you keep evolving, and you stay true to what made you great. That's what legacy is all about. It's not about reinventing yourself. It's not about doing all these extreme, drastic things. It's about staying true to you and continuing to level up. You don't have to reinvent yourself to stay relevant. You just have to keep showing up, growing, and honoring what made you great in the first place. So think about it. Whether it's your career, relationships, personal growth, we all hit points where we feel like we need to switch it up, to start over. But the truth is, sometimes you just need to build on what's already inside of you. Now, I'm laughing right now because this episode is hitting home more than I thought it would. You know how you come up with an idea, you script it out, think about the things that you want to say, but then as you start speaking on it, you realize some conversations you've had with yourself lately and some things that you've been thinking about lately, and the message really starts to hit home. So, this is really one of those note to self messages. So, as much as this message is for you right now, it is for me also. I feel like I'm standing in front of the church right now. You know how the preachers always get up there and say, "Oh, I'm preaching to you, but I'm preaching to me too." That's how I feel right now. But I digress. Let me get off my tangent and back to what I was talking about. Let's be real. We don't celebrate ourselves enough. Again, note to self. Woo, this is hit home. I think I need to say that again. We don't celebrate ourselves enough. We wait for the perfect moment or we downplay our wins. Wow. Yes, we downplay our wins. But life moves fast, too fast to not be intentional about celebrating the things that bring us joy. This tour is a celebration of music, culture, longevity, and the moments we don't always get back. And this is a reminder to all of us, don't wait to celebrate your life. Show up for the things that matter to you. Looking at everything that has happened around us these past few years, the things that have brought us together, Nelly and Ashanti reuniting and the love story that has connected us all. That doesn't happen very often in life. And when it does happen, it doesn't happen like this. And to see all the full circle moments, all the things that are tying together. And as I was speaking to someone earlier this week, I said, it's not only that we're witnessing spinning the block or the full circle moments, we're witnessing that true second chance where you really, and they have really gotten the second chance to quote unquote get it right. Like really learning from your mistakes of the past and doing better for the future. So many people hope to have those moments and never get them. Or when they do get them, they still aren't in a place to receive them, make the most of them, and quote unquote do it right this time around. But what we're really witnessing from the Haynes is not only oh, this moment happened before, because I know we talked about like red carpet moments and things and questions that they get asked and how there are some of the same answers that we heard years ago. But to me, it's deeper than that. Yes, it's the second chance, but not only is it the second chance, but it's the second chance to get it right. Everything that was done in the past, learning from that, doing it right this time. And to be so fortunate and so blessed to have the ability and opportunity to do that, it is really motivation to a lot of us, really inspiring to a lot of us to know that these moments come. And when these moments come, it is up to us what we do with them. We may not be or feel that we're positioned right to handle them. We may not feel that we are ready to receive them. But one thing I have learned is that when an opportunity comes to you, when something comes your way, there's a reason for that. And while you may not feel positioned, or be ready to receive at that time, it's up to you to start, because everybody has to start somewhere. And for Nelly, it was walking across that stage to break the ice. And don't worry, I didn't forget about the Drink Champs conversation. We are definitely going to still talk about that in an upcoming episode. But for Nelly, it was taking that step across the stage to break the ice, as he said. That was the start, not knowing where it was going to go, but that was placed in his heart to do. He was obedient and did it. And now look where it got him. He didn't have all the answers at that time. Ashanti didn't have all the answers at that time. But they were put together at that time for such a time as this. So when we think about it, when we're thinking about relationships, when we're thinking about personal growth, and we're having those moments where we switch things up or have to start over, and as I said, it's about building on what's inside of you. There was something already inside. As we hear in the more interviews that come out, there was something still there. It may have been buried, but it was there. And in that moment at Versus, the opportunity presented itself, the ice was broken, and then the building of what's already inside began, or the rebuilding of what was already inside began. And that speaks to the personal growth. No, Nelly and Ashanti didn't have to reinvent themselves. They built upon and rebuilt something that was already there. But one thing that I have learned even through this episode is that we don't need to grind harder. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. Don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just keep building. And as you build, you'll see progress. Progress is better than perfection, and progress is still motion. So just keep going. And don't forget to celebrate along the way. Today, it's not just about Nelly's tour. It's about all of us. About how music connects us to moments that shaped us. About honoring the things that make us, us. And about remembering to celebrate along the way. It's easy to move so fast that you forget to appreciate how far you've come. Pause. Look around. You're standing in moments you once prayed for. That right there is powerful, because I am constantly reminding myself, reminding others, I'm currently living an answered prayer, multiple answered prayers. You're currently living answered prayers. That, when you think about it, is powerful, because I think we're always so forward focused on the next, reaching the next goal, reaching the next level, being an overachiever, getting this status, getting that status, that we don't take time to smell the roses and really celebrate and really look back at where we once were compared to where we are today and celebrate. I have a lot to celebrate. Many of you don't know my full story. I'm sure we'll get into that at some point as we peel back layers and have these real conversations. But as that teen mom who was graduating high school, pregnant, not sure what was going to happen with life, told so many times about being a statistic, worried about being a statistic, worried about being on public assistance, worried about getting an education, having someone once tell me after I got a bachelor's degree, I was going to get a master's, having someone at social services tell me, well, what do you need a master's degree for? I have a bachelor's because she worked in the state and I was receiving public assistance. But how dare me want more for myself? But I won't go on that tangent right now. But that right there, that statement I just made really put me in a moment of reflection to how far I've really made it. So today I'm celebrating Nita B, Chanel for life. However you know me, took a moment in this episode to pause, to look around, to stop moving so fast and appreciate just how far I've come. I am standing in a moment that I once prayed for. I'm actually standing in a moment that's bigger, if we're being honest, than anything I've ever prayed for. If you would have told me when I started this Chanel for Life brand as it now is, a little over a year ago, because I wanted to see content that I wanted to see in one place, that it would grow into this brand, that it would grow into what it is right now. If you were to tell me that, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So not only am I standing and sitting in a moment of something I prayed for, I'm sitting in something that is beyond what I ever could imagine. As God said, exceedingly abundantly above all you could ever ask or think. Those are the moments I'm stepping into right now, and I'm ready to receive them. Little old me in Delaware, ready to receive whatever God has in store for me. So if this episode spoke to you, let's keep this conversation going. Drop a comment, send me a DM. We've covered a lot in this episode. And believe it or not, we started off talking about music, and music being that thing to transport you through time and space. So, what is one song that will instantly take you back to a moment? Feel free to share that with me. Also, sit back and reflect on those answered prayers that you're living. Think back and celebrate yourself. Appreciate how far you've come. And if you feel like sharing that with me, I would love to hear how you plan on celebrating yourself in days to come. And hey, if you're overseas in Australia and you're part of that first leg of this tour and you're going on the tour, or you're just vibing to the throwbacks like the rest of us and going to live vicariously during the overseas part of the tour by catching clips on social media, do you. Make sure you show up for the things that matter to you, because these are moments that make life worth it. And these are moments that we won't get back. So we might as well live life to the fullest. And in all things, in everything, no matter what you do, remember to show up, show off, show out, and show love for life. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. I hope this conversation gave you something to think about, something to feel, and something to take with you on your journey. If you love this episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a new one. And if something resonated with you, share it with a friend or drop a review. It helps us to grow this community and keep the good vibes going. Join the conversation on Instagram at Chanel for Life and visit chanelforlife.com for more. And remember, whatever you do in life, show up, show off, show out, and show love for life. I'll see you in the next episode.